forgetting. There we go. I gotta turn the volume down. So it's just a little bit of a background. And Marley, what? He keeps kissing me. He's like super, honey, I know, I love you too. I just don't need all, why are you giving me kisses? He normally doesn't do that. Like, he doesn't sit and kiss me. Hi, unless I'm streaming and he's happy. Oh, I forgot my light. So, he's been bothering me for about 30 minutes. Literally, as I started to set up all the cameras, he got all excited. Like, didn't even talk to myself, didn't even have music. Just as I was setting the cameras up, he just got all excited and just came running down. Hi, Sharon. How are you today? I know. I love you, baby. I love you. All right. So, first off, hi. How is everyone? Second, oh, sorry, I got hiccups. Second off, make sure that you are watching the stream live. So YouTube's got this thing, if you join the stream after I have already started, it doesn't necessarily kick you in right at the live. So what you need to do is scroll to the bottom of, let me actually get it, make sure. If you hover over the YouTube screen, at the bottom left, you'll have your pause, your next one, your volume, and then your live. Make sure that live has a red dot next to it. If it doesn't, click that live and it'll bring you live. And the reason why I know there's some of you that aren't live is because we have, oh wait, some of you are doing it. Some of you are doing it. We have 5 people live watching now, and it says there's 8 playbacks, meaning 8 people either rewound or they came in kind of offset. So there's actually only 5 that are like caught up with it. It's really weird with YouTube how that happens. Okay, but I put it in Discord, Miss Elvain. You have me turned off in Discord, don't you? Ooh, super old books. That's awesome. Hi, Amber. Hi, Aaron. Exclamation today for the, I know. Exclamation today for the pattern if you want to, oh, for YouTube. Yeah, no, YouTube didn't give any notifications this time. For the live stuff, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's weird. It's weird. What? The link is for last week. What? The link in YouTube? The link in Discord? Hold on. Who is streaming? Click. No, it's not. And oh, in the bio. Okay, yes. Okay, exclamation today. Edit. Thank you. In the bio. Paste. No, not that one. Where's my Quiltoni? Thank you. But if you do exclamation today, you can find it. Rupee. Copy. And paste. Save. There you go. Now you should see it. So now if you refresh and you look at the stuff, it should have it. Thank you. I knew I was like right on time. I found all the things. I got my glue ahead of time. I got all the things ahead of time. Like, I was set and I'm like, this doesn't sound like me. This does not sound like me. What have I forgotten? Hey, Scott, how are you? Man. Oh, I could imagine that, Sharon. I could imagine that the old books bother your allergies. That's, yeah, I could definitely see that. All right, really quickly, I want to throw up by you guys, because the ones that are here, you guys are used to the foundation paper piecing. You have ideas. It was, an idea came about last Friday. about the pattern for that we're going to basically do and that we're going to submit to Starlight. So I'm going to make a pattern of something that you can get. Okay, with a donation to Starlight in the month of September, you can get this pattern. And I've got to design this pattern and make it. I'm thinking, when we were talking about this on Friday, of making a Konami code. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. And we would do it one block per up, up, down, down, left, right, and then a B block, an A block, and a start block. So it wouldn't just be like a 6-inch block. We would have like all of those. What do you guys think? Like of doing, because I was thinking of just like a single Konami thing, but I was like, no, let's make it a quilt. And then I could make the quilt. And then we can take a picture of that for possibly, because as long as I don't include, because I mean, a controller is not copyrighted. You can't, that's fine. Yeah. Whose artist art is going to, oh, that's awesome, Aaron. That'd be amazing. Okay. All right, so I will start thinking about it. I will start, when I have downtime, when I have downtime, I'll start designing it and figuring that out. So you guys would be in for that, and then I'm thinking I can do a tutorial for it. But then the only way that you could get it would be to donate to Starlight. Surprise! I'm an ambassador now, meaning I'm gonna have some kind of fundraising for Starlight open year-round. Meaning, after the campaign is done, I can put the pattern on my website for the same cost, and all the money goes to Starlight. Yeah, opposed to just a block. Yeah. I know, what's downtime, right? Yeah, exactly, Aaron. Yeah, so that was the original intent, yeah. Yeah. I'll design something. We'll figure something out. I just have to decide what size blocks I want. And what size, and do the, lay it out. So that's what, that's what I can do a ball tomorrow night. I can sit and draw it out and play with it and then send it to Miss Elvain tomorrow night. Speaking of, Miss Elvain tonight, while she's modding for us, is working on our Starlight t-shirts. If you weren't in my Twitch stream on Monday night, we are having a very special t-shirt. And I believe I can announce the character on the t-shirt was drawn by none other than Bonsai Baby. Wait until you see what she did. It is so freaking cool. So she did the general layout, design of it, and we shot it to Miss Elvain, who's doing, who's tracing it into the program for the t-shirts. She's adding some color, she's adding some pop, and then the words and the layout. It's gonna be so cool. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this t-shirt. I cannot wait for this t-shirt. Ah! When the machine breaks it. See, Scott, that's why I have 6 machines. When a machine breaks or is in the shop, I just get into the machine. Because I can't be without a machine. I have anxiety. Oh, Aaron, you're here every week. What do you mean the FPP terrifies you? You've been doing FPP with me every single week. You got this. I believe in you. All right, I'm just going to put some quick lotion on my hands. And then we will get started. So tonight we're doing the Rupee. I just realized I normally try to put lotion on my hands before I do the close-up camera work for the YouTube stuff. Aaron, Erin, ma'am, do one with me. You do this one. Go get the Rupee block. It's free because you're here live with me, and do it with me. Okay. All right. Who's ready to make things? I do want to point out, I had an incident with my Oliso iron, and it's no longer working. And I haven't gotten the new one in yet. But that makes sense. That pinky lasted us for like 2 years. And I use it a good 5-6 hours a day, every day. And this has been, normally, it's got some weeks off now and then. What? Normally it's got some weeks off now and then. Oh, I'm sorry. It was RC. RC. Yes, RC. Okay, as soon as you're done shoving dinner in your mouth hole, I want you to make something. Oh, I didn't do anything. It just broke. Because that's what happens sometimes when you use irons for as much as I use them for. They just break sometimes. So yeah. That's gonna suck whenever we have the next, because it's gonna slow me down using this iron. If I don't get another Oliso, I may just buy one. So, yeah. Alright, so this is what I got for my colors. So, for this, I was thinking we'll do a blue one. So, here, and I was thinking about the... Marley. He's very insistent that he gets up. There you go. You're a good boy. You're a good streamer dog. Okay. I was thinking about using the blues that we had for the D20. See, because then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I was thinking of what color background to use, and then I was thinking of this one. So what do you think of the tan background on the blues? Hi, baby. Did you hear that? They called you a star. I know. You are the streamer dog, and you are in charge. I know. You just tell me what to do. So what do you guys think of the colors of just using these blues? Is the tan okay with the blues? Before I get started, I think it'll be okay, because I have to have a light enough background to offset those colors. Hey, Jaded. And really quickly, just to remind you, hover over the bottom of the YouTube little window where it says live. If it doesn't have a red button, it means you're not actually live. Click on live and it'll jump you to the live. I assume that's a yes, that it's okay. Think so? Okay, all right. All right, you know what? Let's work it. Let's do it. Let's work on it. There we go. Now I can see what it is. All right. Everyone ready? Let's do it. Step number 1 of the Rupee block is you want to print your stuff out. I suggest printing out page number 2. This is the page that has all of your cutting instructions, so that as you're cutting, you can just literally go down the list and check them off. This is also where if you change your colors, you can just write it in there and not have any issues. So I like to have that. And then as I do my organization, which I will show you later, I can mark that. You also have to print out, because this is foundation paper piecing, you have to print out page 9. Page 9 of 9. This is... Dog bark. You also have to print out the last page. This is page 9 of 9. Now you do have to print this out because this is foundation paper piecing. And you can print this out on a couple of different choices. You can use regular printer paper, or for this, I'm using the Special Foundation Paper Piecing Paper. If you're interested in that, it is linked down below. You can pick it up. It's a lot lighter, it's easier, and when perforated, it removes a lot nicer from the blocks. So that's why I like to use it. So make sure you've got those. Then let's make sure our sizing is correct. So after you print this out, I'm going to get my ruler, and we're going to check to make sure that this 1-inch block is in fact 1 inch squared all the way around. If your block right here is not 1 inch and you want a 6-inch finished block, check your printer settings. I have some instructions in the pattern that walks you through how to make sure your printer settings are correct. There we go. Now, if you want to resize it, you can resize it up to whatever you want to do. So let's say if you want to make this half size, then you want to reduce it to 50%. If you want to make this double the size, increase it to 200%. Now remember, if you're increasing it over 100%, it's not going to completely fit on one page. Just have it print on multiple pages and use Scotch tape in order to tape the sections together to create a block. Scotch tape is easily removed once it's perforated, so it's an easy way to combine your papers together. All right, so let's do our first step. After we've printed everything out, it is to cut our fabrics. Now for the Rupee, fabric selection is important. There's some of my blocks where it's like, yeah, you can pick whatever colors you want. But with the Rupee, you have a couple of different things. So you have a couple of the different layouts. You need 4 different colored reds. So your first red is right here. Your second red is right there. Your third red is right there. And your fourth red is, third red is here, here, here. Oh, look, wait, that's what I did. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. That's now the correct way. This is your first red. There you go. Red 1, red 2, red 3, and red 4. So it goes in the color. So your first red is your lightest. So these are the colors I've picked for this one. So this is my first red, my first blue, my second blue, my third blue, and then my fourth blue. And then this is the color I'm going to be using for my background. So try to get a nice complement of colors. As we saw with the D20, let me actually grab that and I can show you. With the D20 block, we had some issues with the coloring of it. With my original one, with the purple one. And I just did not like that at all. Well, here's the blues. Here's the blues of what I'm using now for these. And of course I can't find it. I had it. Oh, wait, nope, that's not it. There it is. So you see with these purples. So the colors, you have to take a look at those colors. So the purples here don't really look great together. So these purples probably would not have been good for this Rupee as well. You want 4 colors that are close enough together that they blend, but at the same time, you want them distinct enough so that they can show off what they are. So this is actually the exact thing I'm doing for the Rupee today, except a different background color. So let's get cutting our fabrics. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting my fabrics, speed up the video, and then I'll come back after everything's been cut, and I will show you how I have organized all of my fabrics. Miss Elvain, I'm going to smack you. I'm going to smack you, Miss. I saw what you were writing as I'm trying to do my spiel of my instructions. And I was like, woman, all right, let's do this. Where is my pen? Oh, there's my pen. Because You were making fun of me, and you're asking if it was Ruby or Rupee. Thanks, ranting hamster. Yes, no, you borked when the oh wait, that was Aaron. That was Aaron. Okay, see, that's I know it says Ruby. It's Rupee. What does my cover say? Hold on. Let me look at the actual pattern. No, it says Rupee on the pattern. But then the actual last page, number 9, it says Ruby. Yeah. Yeah, I know, which is why I assumed it was you, because you gave me a hard time about that. I figured it wasn't worth changing it and fixing it just, for this pattern. Okay, so let me do these. Oh, hold on. Yep, I forgot a step. I changed my mind. I'm not fast forwarding this yet. We gotta wait because I forgot a step. I forgot to cut out our paper. I forgot to cut out the pieces. For the past couple of weeks, I've been filming blocks that are just all together, and I don't have to cut them out if I don't feel like it. But we do. So let's cut these out. Make sure when you're cutting these papers out, you are using paper scissors, not fabric scissors. So make sure you're using paper scissors. And I also mentioned when I came back that I was going to show you the organization, but no, I'm going to show you right now. So first off, when you're cutting, see how I'm cutting around those dotted lines. Do not cut on the dotted lines, just cut around. That is important. These dotted lines are our finishing cut lines. Now, they don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be super straight. It doesn't have to be super nice. It just has to be somewhere outside of those dotted lines. Then what I'm going to do after I have everything all cut out is I'm going to lay my pieces from A to F. Sorry, I had to think about how many units I had. So I'm going to lay my paper units out from A to F lined up right here. Then, as I am cutting my fabrics, wherever it belongs. So let's say if I'm cutting A1. Well, then it's going to go and be laid with the A1 block. If I'm cutting B3, at that point I'm going to find the B unit and place that piece of fabric with B3. And then that way it's going to be easier as I assemble my units. So we're going to be laying it out just like this. So as you see me cutting my fabrics, I'm going to be placing them up off the camera, and that I've got to back up. Okay. So as I'm cutting the fabrics, you'll see me take the fabrics and move them off the screen. And then that is just because I'm putting them with the units. So now, let's go ahead and cut our fabric. I'm going to speed the video up and we'll come back and then I'll show you how to assemble everything. That dog. You know what? Miss Elvain did, yes. Miss Elvain deserves it anyways. Miss Elvain, any questions on the drawing for the Starlight t-shirt yet? Or are you good? B, C, D, E, F. Great, I've got those, and then we do these. All right, so this is A, so a 2 by a 2.5. That's a 3.5. Okay. Oh, yeah, that was 2, right? Oh, that was 1.5. Okay. Yeah, alter what you need to alter. All right, so this is a 3.5. I need a 2 by 4. So I've got to cut this 4 inches. There we are. Okay, and then this is D2. Okay, and then my red 2 is this one. Okay, and then my red 2 is 4 inches wide. Okay, okay, so this one's going to be a 2 by 3. Okay, and then my 2 by 3 is a B1 and an E1. Great. And now I need a 2 by 2.5. Okay. All right, and then it is a C1 and an A1. And I need another 2 by 2.5. Let's flip it to the other side. All right, and then I think that's it for this color. Okay, and then this is a D1, a F1. Great. Put that there and there. All right, number 3. I've got those. No, I think those are too small. I don't need those. All right, so this is a 3-inch. Okay. Go this way. Actually, let me iron this. Let me iron this, baby. Oh, yeah, no, okay, yeah, I know you're the only one that's seeing what you're designing and what you're doing for the t-shirt. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, so I need, this is a 3. Is this a 3 or a 3.5? It's a 3, okay. So I'm assuming it's breaking down to a 2, so let's go with 3.5. A 3.5. Okay, and then this is a 2, C2, and then a 2-inch by 4-inch. I am super, super excited for everyone to see the t-shirt design that we decided on. Okay, and this is an E2. Great. Okay, and then the last blue, I need a 2 by 4 and a 3.5 by 2. Okay, so this is a 3, okay. Okay, let me iron it. We're not keeping secrets again. Did you put in mod chat? Oh no, you're just now realizing? Yes, no, I didn't show anyone else yet. So Bonsai drew something on Monday, and I sent it to Miss Elvain yesterday. And then I got permission from Bonsai for Miss Elvain to then alter it and do all the things we need to do. So then I dropped it in Miss Elvain's folder today so she could work on it. We're not keeping secrets. It's just really cool looking, and I don't want to unveil it until we're ready, until like it's done and ready to go, right? Okay, so that is there. Oops. That goes here, and then this is a B2. Okay, and then 3.5 by 2. Okay, and then this is F2. Alright, so everything's got 2 pieces, so now everything just needs their 3rd piece. Alright, let's do the background. So our background is 5 inches. Okay, let me iron it. People! People! They're not secrets! It's just, it's not done yet. We've told you we're doing this t-shirt. We designed it together on stream on Monday. Nikki even did a general, hey, this is what I'm thinking of for the idea in mod chat. I just let Bonsai run with it. Okay, so this is 5 inches, I said. Yeah, that's 5 inches. Okay, so this one is going to be a 4 by a 4.5. And that is going to be A3. This is going to be a 3 by a 6.5. Okay, and that's going to be a B3. This is 5, right? Yes, great. So a 3 by 5. 3 by 5. I don't care if she's barking now. So that's C and D. 3 by 6.5. Okay, and that is E3. And then a 3 by 5. Perfect. Look at that. I didn't have to cut any fabrics. I had everything all ready to go. Perfect. Awesome. Woman! Don't give me, it's not a secret, but we're not showing it to you line. Tara can't wait to see it too, by the way. Okay. Oh, I did that one. Okay. Oh, I can't. All right, let's start assembling our units. Now remember, when you're looking at this page, as you see, I've drawn all over mine with a whole bunch of different notes and things. This is reversed from what our picture's going to be. It is going to be flipped because whenever we're taking a look at our units, this unit right here, as you see, A1, A2, A3, is the opposite of what we have on your color layout. And that's because we actually take it wrong side to wrong side, just like that. So when it's flipped, we get the actual colors. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you step by step how we're going to put this together. All right, first let's take our A1 piece. All right, so our A1 piece is our number 2, so red 2, or in my case, my blue 2. And we're going to place this over A1. Now, in order to put the first piece into place, I like to use water-soluble glue. So you're just going to take a little bit of water-soluble glue, put it on there, and take this piece and center it. Make sure, whenever you've got it centered, you're just covering this area up here, so you're just covering your dotted lines, and you're making sure that this line between A1 and A2, you have at least 1/4 inch. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our A1 and A2, and I'm going to take my straight edge, we're going to lay it on that line, and I'm going to do one of those, kind of like fold this line and then fold it back again. And then we're going to trim this. Oh, there's my paper rotary cutter. We're going to trim this 1/4 inch away from the fold. Just like that. That is our seam allowance. So whenever the instructions say take the paper and fold it away so that you can see the fabric, that is what it means. So now let's add our second piece. So we're adding our A2. Now, my A2 piece is a batik. Whenever you're adding fabrics, you want to add right side to right side. So let's say if this is my A2, I would place it like that. Because if you're taking a look at some fabric, this is the right side of the fabric. This is the wrong side of the fabric. This one is a little easier to see. So this is the right side of the fabric. That is the wrong side of fabric. So you want to go right side to right side. However, this is a batik. So there is no right and wrong side. So I'm just going to pick the side I like best and put that down. And we're going to line this up. So what is this? The 3.5 inch side is centered and laying against there. And we're going to test this. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to fold it away. Oh, it does. And we have to make sure that we completely cover A2, which is right there. And we have a cat interloper. Hello, Granite. So let's go ahead and pin this. Let's go ahead and lay this down just like that. And that is our A1 and our A2. So I'm going to do the same exact thing to the B, C, D, E, and F, starting with the first piece. So in this case, my B1 is this piece right here. And I'm going to dab a little bit of glue on it. Wrong side to wrong side, making sure I've got that down there, laying that out, folding this away, trimming this, and then taking the B2 piece, laying it down, pinning it into place. So this first step is pretty easy for all of them because it's the same exact thing for all the pieces. So I'm going to speed up the video. I'm going to lay all these pieces down for the C, D, E, and F. And then we'll come back and I'll show you how to sew them. Right, Ranting Hamster? I love batiks. They are awesome. Okay, I am missing a background piece for my F. I cut it. I know I cut it. Did I put it? Oh, I did. I put it with my, it's right there. So that's the 3x5, right? 5. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. Tweezers. Before I go searching for them when I need them, let me find them now. Uh-oh. Oh, there they are. Ha-ha! I got my tweezers. Man. Alright, so let me do the rest of them. Well, I couldn't see what Granite was doing behind me. Was he being bad? Okay, was he being a nuisance and taking away the attention from what I was doing? Was he being a cat? Oh, crap. I made notes to fix this and I didn't fix this. Okay. This is wrong. It's a good thing I figured out this right now. Okay, let me undo all this. Let me fix my numbers. I think this is still okay. I just have to redo my, I have to redo the sheet with the correct numbers. Okay. All right, so rewinding back to adding the first piece. All right, so A, that is correct. B, B1, 2, 3. So this is B1 and B3. Okay, C is correct. F. All right, so if you're doing this along with me, I will send you the updated one after the stream or tomorrow. But all you're doing, so on your B, reverse your B. If you've already gotten this pattern, you'll get the updated pattern. But if you want to make this along with me right now, B1, B3. Okay, the cutting pieces should still be the same. F. 1. Reverse the F. Because we have to think about lining our seams up with going back and forth. So that's the 1, that's the 3. And then D. and then reverse the Ds so that our seams are lining up. So D1 and D3. All right, let me redo this. Toni, you made a mistake. Fix the recording. There we go. All right. So let's assemble this. For our A piece right here, we want to take the wrong side to wrong side. Now this, if we take a look at this piece of fabric, this is the right side, this is the wrong side. So we want to take this this right here, and we're going to put this wrong side to wrong side, just like that. So we're going to add a little bit of water-soluble glue. It's a lot easier to place the fabric and have it stay in place as you're working on it for that water-soluble glue. I only do it for the first step now, though. I did try it for all the steps, and it got a little crazy. So I only do it for the first step. Whenever you're placing it, make sure you place it all the way, covering all of your dotted line and going past this line between A1 and A2. Then you want to take your straight edge and kind of fold along the side between A1 and A2. Lay your straight edge down. Oh, I couldn't find my rotary cutter there for a second. And then trim the fabric. So that is now your perfect 1/4 inch seam. So let's open this up, and we're going to add our A2 fabric. Now, my A2 fabric that I chose is a batik. It is a dyed fabric, and because of the dyeing process, there is no right and wrong side. So if you have fabric that looks like this, that's no right and wrong side, have no fear. You don't have to worry. Pick the side that you like the best and place that down. So we're going to go right side to right side. So for example, if we were using this one, that's the right, that's the wrong, this is the right side, we'd place that down like that. But because this is a batik, I'm going to put it down any which way I like. And I'm going to pin it in place. And that's it. That's it for putting these units together. So I'm going to take this piece and set that aside. And I'm going to set this aside for sewing. So let's take a look at B. B is the opposite because we have to make sure that our seams are lining up. Our seams go opposite to try to get everything to line up nicely. Now you notice I had to handwrite on mine because I've realized this problem as I was making the tutorial. Your pattern that you are working with, the top says B1, the bottom says B3. I have fixed it. So we're going to start with the B1. So let's go ahead and add some glue here to the top. And remember, wrong side to wrong side. So let's make sure this whole thing is covered. I'm going to press this down a bit. And there we are. Now, this is my B3 piece, so I'm going to take this and set that aside. All right, so let's perforate this, fold this over. We're going to trim this a 1/4 inch from the edge, open it back up again, and then I'm going to place my B2 piece right along that edge. And if I flip this up, you see how it perfectly covers it. So it is perfectly centered and it is fine. All right, so let's go ahead and pin this. And that's it. That's how you do the 1 and the 2 pieces for each of the units. So I'm going to go through right now and I'm going to do C, D, E, and F. I'm going to add 1. I'm going to start with the 1, cut it, or fold it, cut it, add piece number 2, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to sew them. What is it about me discovering things? Oh, my chat disconnected. Why did my chat disconnected? There we go. The last thing I saw, Miss Elvain. The last thing I saw was definitely being a cat. So if anyone said anything after that, I didn't see it. Okay. All right, so C. D1 is this one. One of these days I'll learn. One of these days I will learn to double check everything in the pattern before I go live. Alright, so I need to fix the numbers. I need to fix the numbers on page number 2 for the cutting pieces. And then I need to fix the actual layout. Alright, because that'll be D1. Yep. Sorry, I got a ding on my phone and I don't want that to happen. Yes, yes, Miss Elvain. Are you working on the cloud? You don't have to save your work if you're working on the cloud. I keep telling you this. All right, so you need this one here, D1. Oops. Opening it up. Okay, and then D2 is my right one. Yes, it's that one. Great. So making sure I'm using the right one. Okay. And then E. BE1. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to hit start recording. All right, let me do that now. I meant to do that whenever I start recording. I actually get better quality whenever I do the recording versus the downloading from YouTube. But this one I'll do both. I'll download from YouTube for the beginning stuff. Here we are. And then last but not least, there we go. All right, let's sew this. Oh, you hadn't saved the, oh. Yeah, you open it and you save it on the cloud and then you start working and then it automatically saves it. You think she would know this by now, right? All right, where is my J-foot? There it is. Oops. Oh my gosh. I'm dropping all the things. 1.6, perfect. You are smart. You just forget things. That's what I tell myself all the time. Whenever you're ready to sew it, make sure you lower your stitch length to 1.6. I do say that in the instructions. This is important because when you lower your stitch length to 1.6, it will make sure that that paper is perforated enough so that you can remove it. All right, so let's do this. Now, what I've done is I've sewn between that 1 and that 2. This is the F block. So I've started it a little bit before, and then I've gone all the way after. So we have to go at least 1/4 inch before and after. So let me show you this in slow motion now. So I'm starting it off of the paper in this case, and then I'm just slowly sewing that down, just sewing right along that line, and then all the way off the paper. The fabric is large enough that you should have plenty of room to sew that on and off the paper. Now, if you don't want to continue to cut these in between the pieces, like I've been doing, here's a trick. I'm going to show you a simple way to do some chain piecing. So we're doing this along. As soon as I'm off that paper, I am going to turn this, go off the fabric, and then start up the next one. You don't have to start all the way over here for your fabric. You can start close to your thing and then over. And then off, and 2 more. There we are. And I have 1 more that I'm going to sew. And then, oh, that one I just went off all the way. It doesn't matter. Let's go this way. And then I'm going to take it over to the ironing mat. And I'll show you how we iron these. All right, and Miss Elvin, we've talked about this. You're insulting my friend and saying my friend is not smart. Please don't do that. Because you're saying bad things about my friend. And we all here know that I'm Mama Bear. Right? Look what I did. There it is. Where is my... Oh, seam ripper. There it is. Let's see if I have to redo this one, or if it's fine. I am very, very, very particular about my friends. Oh, and if you want to send updates in mod chat for like feedback and stuff, that's fine. I do not mind. You can share in mod chat what you're doing if you want feedback of it. There we are. Perfect. Right? It really, really is. Right, ranting hamster? Seriously. Like, man. You know, and that's one of the reasons whenever I free motion quilt, that's one of the reasons why I sew down the edges. Because I flip back fabric all the time. Oops, I didn't do this one apparently. I'm just trimming up my threads. Alright, those are good. That's good. That's good. And I don't have to trim up my threads for the ones I chain pieced. Oh my gosh, I can't think of words. Words are things that are hard to say. And remember the correct ones. The only problem with this iron is it shuts off frequently. Oh, that's funny, Aaron. Yeah. Hey, Nick, how are ya? Yeah, so this one is, it shuts off more frequently, and it takes longer to heat up. It's a nice iron. It just spits a lot. Like, a lot of the traditional home irons just spit, and I don't like that. All right, when we're ironing it, I have two that are laid out. It's almost the exact same format of the block, but of course we're doing them in opposite ways. We always want to iron towards the second piece that we added. So in the case of the B unit, we're ironing it from B1 to B2. In the case of the E unit, we're ironing it from E1 to E2. Just like that. And as you see, we've got those there. So let me go ahead and quickly iron the rest of these. So I always like to give it a little iron before actually ironing it towards the second piece. Because what that does is it locks those seams in place. And it gives it a crisper, nicer seam. Now you notice, you can probably hear it, I have my steam on. It is perfectly fine to use steam with foundation paper piecing. It may curl your paper a bit, so you notice how this one's starting to curl with that little bit I did before. That's fine. It's not going to damage the paper. Oh, look, and it's spitting a little bit. It's also fine. It's not going to damage the paper. So if you can handle a little bit of wet paper, or if you can handle a little bit of curling, use steam and you get a much, much nicer, better crisp on the fabric. All right, so let's add the third ones. Where is my A? My A and my B. My B, there we go. All right, so let me show you. Let's add the third pieces on. It's really simple. All you do is almost the same thing you did in the first one. We're laying our straight edge down. We're folding it along A3, laying it down, trimming it 1/4 inch from the edge, and then taking our A3 piece and laying it down on that edge. Now, this one's jutting out a bit, so we want to make sure that we go to the right enough that it's going to cover it. So make sure if you fold this away using a 1/4 inch seam that it completely covers your paper. So in the instructions, you're folding away from 2 towards 3 so that it completely covers that paper. And that's how you know your positioning is correct. So let's get this pinned. And that's it. And that's all you're doing. So you're adding your third piece to all of your units. And then you're going to bring it to the sewing machine. And then you're going to sew it exact same way you did the first one. And then we're going to iron it. And then once we iron it, I'm going to speed up this video. I'm going to come back from the video after I've got them all ironed. And then I'm going to show you how we trim our units and then how we assemble them. All right. Speeding up video. Oh, yes. It broke. I've had it for so I've had that one for, I have a purple one that still works, but I put it in the back because I got the pink one. I don't know where I put my purple one. I gotta find it. I've got it. I just have to find it. But the pink one broke because I've used it non-stop for 2 years. Like non-stop. Like I iron probably 6 to 8 hours a day. Okay, so that's E, F, D, and C. Yeah, and it kept giving me some weird flashy warning things, and I was like, oh, well, maybe the legs are just not working anymore. And maybe it's just the legs are going. That's fine. I can still use it as a regular up and down iron. Nope, the whole thing shut down. I'm like, well, that serves me right for using it as much as I do. I definitely got my money out of that one. By comparison, I bought my mother the same one, the same pink iron, 10 years ago. Whenever it was first coming out, they first came out with pink as a limited edition breast cancer fundraising thing, and so I bought one for my mom, and she's still using it. It still works. She doesn't iron 6 to 8 hours a day, so you know that's why hers works. Go. And I realized what I did in the instructions. I realized I was being lazy and I didn't want to change the order. If those of you that have picked this pattern up, if you read the instructions, I think I said to go from like 3 to 2 to 1 for half of them. I changed the instructions instead of changing the layout, which is what I should have done. Because I should always do my foundation paper piecing patterns from 1 to 3 and not 3 to 1. Because that makes it confusing. Ugh. Oh, Micelle Vane, that's a great start. I love it. I think the star should be yellow though. So when you're dealing with the colors, it's gotta be the, yeah, I wore it out. I definitely wore it out. I know they're blocking colors. Shush you. I can't tell unless I see the actual colors. And that's not the kind of person I am. I know, it's weird. Alright, so I guess I've got to go through and look at the instructions too for this one and see what I did and fix it. So if you got the free pattern, if you picked this up, if you went to my website and used the code FPP while I'm live to pick up this pattern, you will automatically get an updated one whenever I fix it, either today or tomorrow. It all depends upon how tired I am after the stream. Oh, hey, you want to see my new gizmo? It's a new purple thing. I got it when I was in Maryland. This one has the ability to unscrew the back so you can change the razor blade. You don't have to just replace the whole thing when the razor blade gets dull. This one, you can actually keep this forever and just change the blade. Isn't that cool? Because that was the biggest thing that they got for feedback, was that I love it, but when I wear this out, I don't want to have to buy another one. And they were like, okay then. And see, and they've got two, and then that way, if you wear out the blade there, well then you start going there. So you've got twice as long. It's going to work. pin's gone. All right. All right. There we go. Ooh. Well, yes. Well, it's a single blade that's in there. That's what I'm saying. So you can use it twice as long because there's two little things in there. I haven't opened it up yet. I don't know if you can just like shift it in there to possibly change it. We have our unit sewn. It's starting to look like a rupee, right? All right, let's trim these. So this is how you trim your unit. This is the rotary cutter that I've been using for fabric. I'm putting this away because I'm no longer using it because I'm using a second rotary cutter to do this. Please make sure, if possible, you have two rotary cutters, one for paper, one for fabric. When you use a rotary cutter on paper, it dulls the blade. So if you have two separate ones, you don't have to worry about that. This is my paper rotary cutter. So we have two ways of doing this. You can cut right along these dotted lines, or you can measure a 1/4 inch from the solid line. Hopefully, it's the same thing. So let's go ahead and trim this up. You're just going around the entire thing, following along those dotted lines, which are a 1/4 inch from the solid lines. Now, once I've got it finished, this is my unit. So I'm going to take a look. This is my unit F. So I'm going to set this right here. Let me make sure I've got that on the camera right there. So there's my unit F. All right, so here's E. So I'm going to speed up the video. I'm just trimming all these units, and then I'm going to lay them out and then move them over so we can see them on the camera. Oops. There we go. Okay, and then there's E. I think this is why I like foundation paper piecing. I know I rebelled against it for many years, but I like watching the picture come together. Like, that's my favorite part of quilting in general. Okay, so this is C. It's just watching the whole thing, right? Okay, and then here's D. and then A. Just like that. There's my rupee. Oh, that's awesome, Catherine. Yeah, see, I don't know if it's off-center. I have to take it apart and look at it. Yeah, I've got to look at that. All right, let's sew our units together. Now, I honestly don't remember which order I told you to do this in the instructions, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take this one, and we're going to do it to this one. So, now, with this one, we are going to have some offset triangles. What you want to do is you want to line up your seams and line those up. And then what we're going to do is then fold it back a quarter. And so when I fold it back, so you see on my seam right here, that is my seam line. I'm just going to take this whole thing and fold on that seam line and then line it up. And that right there is lined up. So once that is lined up, whoops, a little bit more, on that seam line, I'm going to open this back up and then pin it. Let's make sure this is lined up correct. Nope, a little bit more. There we are. You see how that's lined up right there? So that when I open this up, the biggest trick that first time, it wasn't lined up right here. And then let's put a pin in that seam there and a pin in that seam there. And that's the trick to ones like this, is you want to fold it along the seam line to judge what it's going to be before putting it together. Okay, so let's do these two now. Same exact thing. I'm going to take this one and flip it over this one. But you know what? Let's do something else. Let's use our straight edge to help fold that line back for that seam line. Great. All right, so I've got that seam line. Let's lay this down, lining this up perfectly, just like that, and then lining it down. Oh yeah, that one's nice. Look at that. So this one, there is no off center. You can actually line this up all the way down. You can line these up straight and it should be perfect. So let's put some pins in there. There we go. And then the third one, just like we did for the first one, we're going to take this. Let's go ahead and fold this along the seam line. Okay, and just like that. So let's line this up and then fold. Oops, I need to go a little bit closer in. There we are. And you see how that lines up. Now, this may not be exact over here. It may not be exact as you're lining those up, and that's perfectly okay. Because we're going to trim this when we're done. The most important thing is that your lines line up. Your lines line up. The most important thing is that all of your seams match together. There we are. That's what I meant to say. All right, let's go sew this. Oh, by the way, all the letters are out for quilt stores asking if they want to participate in the quilt along. So if you want to go check with your local quilt stores to see if they're participating, to see if you can get the blocks for free, it's out there. When you're sewing the combined units, you want to sew along this line right there So make sure the best way of doing it is, of course, chain piecing. Now, whenever we're doing this, whenever we're inserting our needle in between this little dip right there, we're making sure that it's lining up. So as you see there, I go right along that line. So just like we did with before, we're sewing directly on that line because remember we folded it back to make sure it was good. And then when you're coming out this side, you should be coming out that little dip right there. And I'll show it to you after I sew this one. Same exact thing. Line it up at the dip and all the way down. And let me show you this first one so you can see what I mean about the dip. Now, if you're not sure about chain piecing, I do have a video down below talking about it. So you see how I started there? Oops, come on. Focus in on this. There we are. And then the bottom, see how it comes out right at the dip. And it's a nice straight line all the way down. And then all the way out. Now, this one, there is no dips. So we're just going to sew across that line. Just like that. Now, whenever you're at the end of your chain piecing, make sure you put your scrap of fabric back in. And let's go iron it. Shush you, Erin. I know what you're clasping your pearls about. Shh. You don't see me sewing over my pins. It's not happening. It's in your imagination. It's a figment of your imagination. Well, it's the CF unit is dipless. Now, when we iron our seams for our combined units, we want to iron these seams open. Unlike with the others when we ironed it towards the twos. Well, we have all of this paper, right? It is really hard to get the paper out after you iron it. So what I always suggest now is take your paper out of your seams before you iron them. So all you're doing is just folding it and ripping it down. And if you get little bits of paper in your seam like that, just take your tweezers and pop it out. It's not a problem. These are my favorite tweezers that I like. They're the Famore 507s. I adore these tweezers because they're angled and they've got a sharp edge on them. They are perfect for foundation paper piecing. Now, as soon as you get all of the paper out, then let's iron it open. So I'm going to iron just like this, like I did before, because I want to lock those seams in. And then the easy way that I find of ironing it open is I iron it to one side. Like my allergy medicine just gave out. I'm not gonna die, although I'm now crying. Alright, now I gotta wait. Alright, start that over. Man. Whew. All right, once you have your paper out, I find the best way to iron these open is to first iron it to one side and then turn it over, open your seam up, and then iron. Just like that. Now, if you're having problems getting your seams to lay perfectly flat, you can use one of these and just put that on there. This is a tailor's block. What it does is it traps the heat within this wood and it actually presses down those seams so they're perfectly flat. You just leave that on there for a minute, and when you take it off, your seams are perfect. So I'm going to take this and actually move it over here and keep that on there while I do my next one. So I'm going to go ahead and take all of the paper out of these. I'm going to iron them and then come back and show you how to start assembling the units together. Yeah, just don't get the thumb. Yeah, get the thumb out of there. Thank you. Thank you. I did not swallow a bug. Oops. No, I didn't swallow anything. I have allergies. No, it's all of the tree. Like for the past 3-4 days, I have just been coughing nonstop. I've got the tickle in the throat. You know how sometimes when your allergies are acting up, you get the tickle in your throat and it's just, and your eyes just water and ugh, it's bad. I've been taking medicine too. All right, let's see how well I did lining this up. Ooh, that's pretty close. That is pretty close. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that Tailor's block. That's look at how flat that is. That's nice. This one I didn't get to it as quickly as nicely. Let me re-iron it and redo the tail. I actually waited a moment before I put the Tailor's block on there. There we go. All right, so this is D, E, and this is FC. There we go. Look at that. Right, Ranting Hamster? Yeah, no. Allergy stuck. Well, crap. I messed this up. Alright, coming back to the video. Okay, ignore what I said. Don't do this. Don't do the F to the C. Hopefully you've watched the whole video before actually doing it. Because I'm looking at this going, okay, well, if I sew that there to there, well, then how am I going to sew that there? In my instructions, it says to do all of this and then all of this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this one apart, and then I'm going to take this one and sew it to F to this and C to this. And then we're going to have 2 halves and then sew those halves together. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. We're going to take this apart. We're going to start assembling all this. You know what to do by now. You know how to do it. So I'm going to get working on that. Once it's all done, I will come back and show you the final version of our blue Rupee. Yeah, I can't believe I did that. No, I was not supposed to sew the bottom. I was not. And because I used a 1.6 stitch length, these are horrible to try to get out. Okay. There we go. Look at that. If I use the seam ripper the correct way, boom. For those of you who are like, what was that magic? How did she do the seam ripper that way? Go watch my video, how to use the seam ripper. Like, seriously. It should be that easy. It's just getting it started is the issue. I'm not going to toss it in the scrap bucket and make a new one because I got to refilm all that stuff then. And then anyone watching my video that's like, oh, hey, I'm going to skip ahead and do this, they'll see that, wait, no, that's not a good idea. Oops. There we go. Okay. All right, so this is C. C goes there, F goes there. All right, let me fold F over. To line it up. There it is. Okay. See, this is the tricky part of ones like this, of the lining, folding it and lining it up to make sure that your seams match and you're good. There we go. Okay. Haha, I'm back on track. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like when I'm editing the video, I can totally like don't do the F to C unit. Trust me, stop, don't do the F to C unit. And then I'll get to that point. There's a lot of videos where I say something wrong or I do something wrong and I figure it out later, and then I just like, I don't want to redo the whole thing. So I just kind of put text over on the video. All right, what am I looking, I like the colors. What am I looking at? What do you want feedback on? I see the colors though. The colors are good. Okay, well, you said weights. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for me to say that's perfect? That's great? Go with it? Like, are you adding more to it? What feedback are you looking for? That I do know. Hey mods, go take a look at that. Give me some feedback. It's really cool. If you want, you can post it in chat for chat to see what we're working on. So this is the original drawing, was by Bonsai Baby. Miss Elvain is shushing it up and getting it ready, getting it print ready for t-shirts. Oh yeah, look at those perfect little seams. Oh, those lines are great. I'm so happy with those. Alright, just gotta wait a moment. Seams in the bottom, so it goes that way. You like it, Amber? So what do you think? So it is there anything to change? Do you like the thumb in the palette? That's the thing that she was asking about. Is that, do we want to have the star hand, the thumb sticking through the palette, or just having him like hold like this for the palette and not having that thumb hole through there? Just having like a flat palette? Or do you think that makes sense? Do you like that in there? Do you like the, I mean, obviously we have the side ties, which are important. Yeah, I think it's great. I personally, can you do me a favor in the mod live chat? Can you @ mods to have the mods go and take a look at it and give us some feedback? Now, when you're sewing the last two halves together, you don't have to worry about checking your seam allowances. You just have to fold it over and make sure everything lines up. And then when you open it up, you see it'll be there. So as long as all lines up, you will be fine. Now, whenever you go to sew it, you may say, Toni, we've taken off this paper already. Well, yeah, but that's fine because you can just sew right along the edge of that torn paper. It's not a problem. You still have your sew line. So you don't have to worry about it not lining up because it's still going to line up. So now I'm going to take this. I'm going to sew along here. We're going to iron it. And then we'll come back for the big reveal. All right. I may go over a few minutes. Depends how long my intro and my outro takes. I like how no one has any feedback. They're like, it's good, I like it. I find sometimes if you iron it before you take the paper out, especially if you're using steam, it actually helps take the paper out a bit. So that's why you'll see me use the iron before actually getting bits and pieces out. Oops. I forgot about that little piece right there. Okay, that got out. This side. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Yeah, I know. I thought we'd finish early too if I didn't screw up the instructions. 2 times. 2 times. I screwed it up. And that's our Rupee. So at this point, take out all of the extra paper. Get all of the extra paper out and then square it up. I personally like to use, as you've seen, I've used this the whole time, my Stripology Mini, because it's got the square up in there. So you can put that in there and square that up to 6.5 inches. Now remember, this is supposed to be at 6.5 inches because it includes your seam allowances. It will be a 6-inch finished block, but make sure you square it up to 6.5 inches. That's it. Oh, I love that. I love the way the blues turned out. It looks really good. Yeah, I really like that. I really, really like that. Yeah, yes, Aaron. Yes, I did that on purpose. It was a creative decision. It was a creative decision. It was an absolute creative decision. Okay. Let's turn you off and disconnect you and move you over so I have more room to do this and bring you over there. So 2 weeks ago, the one that I actually launched yesterday, the regular pill block, I apparently, during my intro and outro, was looking at this camera and not the camera I'm setting up now. I was like, are you kidding me? So if you watch it closely, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm like just off of the camera. I don't know why this doesn't fit here anymore. Sorry, I'm trying to get this camera in place, and it doesn't like me. I've had an issue for the past couple of weeks. It used to slide in fine. I wonder if do I have a different one. Yeah, and I don't want to have to remove the other tripod over there. Oh, you know what I can do? Hold on. Haha. I can do this. I can take this one off. Haha! And then I'll put it on this one. This is what I'm doing. close your eyes. Oops. There you go. Okay, let's put this one on. All right. Let's see. Clear. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's switch cameras. Ugh. To that one. Haha. All right, so that's got to go here. I've got to go up. Okay, I got to go up and in. Yeah, in. And then up. Oops. Welcome to This Is What It Looks Like when you're filming video stuff. Is that straight now? Yeah. There we go. I think that's good. All right, let's move this over here. Hello, Brenda. How are you? I think we're good. Okay. I'll see you later, Nick. All right, let's do our intros and our outros and then call it a stream. Hey, we may be on time. Let's see how fast I can do this. Hi, I'm Toni, and today we're going to make a rupee block. I love this block so much. It was fun trying to pick out the colors and the fabrics and making sure that they can blend in together, which we're going to talk about. But it's just a fun block. So let's get started. I don't like that. No, I'm going to redo that one. Hi, I'm Toni, and today we're going to make a rupee block. This is an easy foundation paper pieced block. Remember, if you haven't done foundation paper piecing before or combined papers, different units together before, take a look at my tutorial videos that are down below and do those first. You do need to have some basic foundation paper piecing in order to make this. However, I'm still going to take you step by step and show you how we're going to make this block. Much better. I like that. I like that. Okay. And reconnected. Well, apparently my internet just went down and it closed all of my windows. Oh, hold on. Let me actually new tab here. History. Okay. I'll have to look at that in a bit. It's okay. All right. So, Creator Studio. There we go. Perfect. You like that one, Engine? Okay, let's do the ending. And stupid faces. And that's how you make a rupee block. I really do love these colors. They're so cool. Hopefully you learned how to make a rupee block, because that's what the video is about today. Don't forget to like this video, follow my YouTube, as well as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, although I haven't been doing it a lot lately, but I'll try. My Quite Nerdy Quilters Facebook group, Pinterest? I know, Pinterest. And don't forget Twitch, where I stream live, and I also stream live here on YouTube. Check out my social media for the times if you want to join me live. Okay. Stupid faces! Alright, I think that's enough stupid faces. There we go. No, the rupees are not lava. The rupees are not lava. You are fine. You are fine. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna leave it on this camera while we finish up, so because I have to switch all the cameras around and do all the things. I'll worry about that later. Thanks, guys. Oh, rupee eyeballs. Okay, all right, I can do rupee eyeballs. There you go. It's 7:28. Look at that. Look at that time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate every one of you. My next stream is going to be Friday, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock here on Twitch. We're going to be finishing up binding for the Dragon Con quilts. And then next Monday on Twitch from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be doing Dragon Con prep. So we're going to be making dice bags, cord wraps, scrunchies, dice trays, all the things in the Dragon Con fabric. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. So I'll see you guys Friday. Don't forget next Wednesday here on YouTube, we're going to be live from 5:30 to 7:30 doing another block. Bye, guys.